and we finished third in the league. They're talking about, I remember when we won the FA Cup. Oh, I remember when we won the Carabao. You know
I understand that. I do understand that, and that's where there is a risk to it. But at the same time, would you look at Arsenal now as if you were to play Arsenal now as a Chelsea fan, would you rather play this Arsenal team or the one from 4 years ago?
It's still Arsenal to me. Until Arsenal win anything, I always look at Arsenal as little bros. Even now, we're in the worst situation than them. I back myself. I think we're ending their season when we play against them. They ain't rescheduled the dates yet fully, but when we go to the Emirates, I think we end their season. But I don't look at Arsenal like, shiver my timbers. I don't. They're not that because they're not winning trophies. The reason why I respect a Liverpool is because you guys have landed the minerals. You won a trophy against us. I respect a Manchester City was having this debate yesterday.
So let me ask you this question. So you're more fearful of Man United right now because you won a trophy last year compared to Arsenal based on your logic?
Yes. And it's not really just because of winning the trophy. It's in your DNA. You guys are winners in your DNA. That's why it is for me. It could be a hot take, but that's just for me. You guys are winning.
So CB, you're saying that winners are determined by the amount of trophies that you have, right? Basically.
No, it's just
I mean, like it has to be by. It has to be by the amount of trophies. Hold on. I'm asking. It does have to be by the amount of trophies you have because it's not about how recently you won it. If it's about how recently, then Manchester United won a trophy last season. There should be we should just make sure put them up there right now.
Manchester United, it's season and Arsenal last year.
So it's got to be about the amount of winnings that you have as trophies. So if we sit down and we say, okay, little bros, big bros, in total, I'm little bro to Manchester United, right, and Liverpool in number of trophies I have overall total. I'm not talking. Listen, I'm not. No. Now you want to be specific. I'm not talking about. We open my cabinets. We open your cabinets. We count the trophies. History will remember the first top 3 teams with the most trophies as Man U, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
It's Manchester City. It's Arsenal.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. They haven't caught up yet. So there you go.
Next year.
Yeah. So hold on. So there you go.
It's income.
So there you go. It might be incoming there next year. They might catch up. But what I'm saying is, if you're just saying recent wins, then that doesn't. You can't just.
I would say recent wins. Let me correct myself. You guys, if you was to look at our trophy cabinet, the Liverpools, the Uniteds, the City, even City now sit on our table because we have won it all. That's why we sing, we've won it all. There's certain chants that you guys are not allowed to sing, i.e. champions of Europe, all of this. That's missing from your cabinet. We have completed the whole collection.
Okay, so hold on. You've completed the collection of the recent Champions League. What about the other European Champions League championships that were happening back in the day that Arsenal won 2 of that you haven't won? Hold on. No, you've won the champ. You've won the Cup Winners' Cup. You haven't won the Europa Fairs Cup though. So do we then turn around and say, well, you haven't won that one too? We've won it. Like that.
But we've won the Europa.
Let me just jump into this debate a second. Sorry, CB. I understand. CB. I just want to go back to what you said about more scared of Man United now than you are Arsenal because we won a trophy last year.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it's all about winning trophies, but at the same time, you've got to look at it from the perspective of, you have to look at it, in my opinion, from the perspective of where you see your club. Because if I think about the last, just say 25 years of English football, and we'll keep it to our nation because that's what we're talking about right now, the teams that have won the most trophies, would we not all agree have been the teams that have consistently challenged for the league titles the most?
No, that is a fair point. In terms of United, why? Let me delve further into it. Why I feel United more. If you guys, the way Arsenal have started a new project now, they're challenging. They haven't completely gone over the hump. United have been a very poor ran team since post Fergie, but post Fergie, you guys have won a Europa League. You guys have won FA Cups. You've now won a Carabao Cup, and this is with everything being a mess. Same way with us, we're a mess. We've been to Wembley twice this season, but we're a mess. If you guys had a real sporting project put to play and you was to start winning, you won't stop because it's in your DNA. You've done it before. You know what it is. It's heritage at the end of the day. Arsenal haven't.
Has Arsenal won the trophy post Wenger?
I mean, you've won the FA Cup.
No. Just go back.
Yeah, you've won the FA Cup.
So what? No. So
that
what
was
are we?
Even prior
no.
to project.
So what are we? No. So what are we still saying then? You're saying post Fergie, Man U has won a cup, so it's in their DNA. Arsenal has won a cup post Wenger. It's not in Arsenal DNA, right? I mean, like
What
it
I'm
doesn't make
saying,
any.
you guys
like,
have a sporting project put into
what-
play, and you
it
haven't
doesn't-
won with this project.
CB. This project that we're talking about, we haven't won, but we're showing signs of competing now. Your project that you started 18 months ago is showing signs of decline. You have 6 titles as Chelsea in the English Premiership history. We have 13. That's 7 more than you. Regardless of your Champions League, which is the European trophy, let's not go there. We know you have 2 of those. If you're going to talk about English heritage, the EPL, the history, and who is big brother and who's little bro, you guys need to take several seats at the back.
It's a good conversation. The viewers obviously having their say. LB, I just want to throw this to you a minute. Man United scarier than Arsenal right now, based on historic trophies. Are you buying that, or is it all about you?
He's not hearing it.
What are you saying, LB? What are you saying?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't go with that one, CB, man. I feel like, you know, I love to bait the Arsenal fans as well, you know, but that's a stretch, to be fair, bro. Like, nah, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, Arsenal have to win trophies now. It's all well and good, Dale is sitting there, yeah, and saying, oh, like, we got this sporting project, yeah, like, we're competing and stuff. Yeah, and to be fair, CB, like, what you just said then, I cannot agree with in the slightest. But there does become a point where this Arsenal project actually has to win stuff.
Yes.
Rather than, I think we are, even you agree, even Arsenal fans agree with me on that one, right? Dale, you can't disagree with me. There has to become a point like
I agree with
you actually have to win. Now, I would say that for me, Arsenal look like a very good side. They look like a very, very good side right now. They can defend, they score goals, they can control the ball in the middle. But when you get to this part of the season, it's not always about that. It's about the pressure that you're under. So we're about to find out whether or not, the mentality as well. You're right on that one. We're about to find out whether or not Arsenal could handle this. I would say, personally, if Arsenal go trophyless again this season, then for me, regardless of how the season ends, I think you do have to have a conversation about whether or not Arteta is the right guy. Now, the answer might be to that question, no, he is the right guy. But if you don't win anything again with the team that you've got, and you didn't win anything last year, you bottled the top 4 before that, like, there is a conversation. So for me, Arsenal are in the time now where it's put up or shut up. We all know Arsenal are a good team, yeah? And I know CB's chatting about United and that, but even he knows Arsenal are a good side. It's up to Arsenal now to win trophies. That's it. We're at the end game now. So I don't even think Arsenal fans can disagree with that. I think that's a very, very fair comment to make.
Yeah, I totally understand that. We are going to go to some super chats in a minute, but there has been some breaking news in the last few minutes, which I think's interesting to go through, and that is that Leicester City have been charged. The Premier League referred Leicester City to the Independent Commission for an alleged breach of profitability and sustainability rules, and they've also failed to submit their audited financial accounts to the league. So, unlike Nottingham Forest, who appeared to comply completely, Leicester City are doing a little bit of a madness and they haven't got everything in. So Leicester City, although they're looking like they may get promoted back to the Premier League, they could start next season with a huge points deduction. It looks like they've breached FFP. It appears they are not complying with the investigations, and we have seen, as you pointed out the other day, LB, that major breaches and people that are not complying could suffer bigger consequences. So it's another team now, gentlemen, that's faced the same fate as Everton and Forest.
I don't like this whole profitability FFP model they're doing right now, because I feel like they're punishing the smaller clubs. The whole purpose of an FFP and these type of agencies being put into place was so that we can balance the monopoly between the bigger teams and the smaller teams. But you're looking at a Nottingham Forest getting charged.
That wasn't why it was put in place per se. It was put in place to stop clubs spending more, overspending and creating debts that could put the clubs out of business. So the idea was every club is to live within its means. So if your club, only makes 300 million a year, you can't go and spend 500 million and run up a massive debt of wages that you can't afford to pay. And it appears some of the smaller clubs, because I don't think anyone's been punished, have been really doing that. And when you say you think it's a bit harsh, you should look at your own club, because Chelsea look like they're in big trouble with this soon as well. So you might balance the cart a little bit there, bruv. It looks like you guys could be £200 million of losses over and facing a slap wrist as well.
You guys generally
Leicester's was their fault. Ultimately, it's harsh, but it was their fault. They had Rodgers and they went, "Oh, we could get Champions League here." So they spent big. They spent a fair amount of change.
That's true.
And then Rodgers bottled it twice because Brendan Rodgers is a bottle job. I would know firsthand. He bottled it twice. They got Europa League twice. They simply couldn't afford it, which is why you started to see them spend less, sell more, and fall down the table quite quickly. It was their own. It wasn't like, oh, they've been harshly done by. It was they bottled it, and they couldn't